I understand why, because I love butter too. So he takes a huge hunk of butter and he's spreading it on his bread, and that was more than enough. But he went in for another huge chunk, like half the stick. And this is when I moved in and I brought the limit. I put my hand right on his hand and the knife to keep it safe, to keep him safe. And I said, no more butter. That's enough. And he just lost it. No, and all these, it was just like a volcano. I mean, it was just huge. Eruption of his feelings, and I immediately, because his arms went flailing, so I just was able to move the knife away. I was able to move it away and hold on to his body because he was standing up high on a garbage can, and he just went for his tantrum. His arms were flailing, hitting me, and I got a hold of him, and I moved him down safely and slowly, because I don't want to interrupt it too much. I don't want to like lift up his body and bring him somewhere else, because I want him to have these feelings. I want him to be able to release them. So I'm not trying to change the situation. I don't want to like lift him up and then like bring him into the other room and sit him on the couch so that he can be safe. I just want to take my nearest spot. So I slowly moved down onto the ground, and he just was going at it, this little boy. And I thought to myself, oh, Dad just got home the other day. That came to my mind. Just a huge release. I was like, wow, okay, here we go. But this was going on. I mean, he was sweating, and he was tantruming, and he was perspiring. Like when they perspire and they tantrum, again, another sign that they're letting off a lot of fear, deep fear. And scream. I mean, he was just going ballistic, and I realized, oh my God, this reminds me of when he was about 7 months old. He had to have stitches underneath his nose here, and we had to hold him down. I had to help hold him down, and they wrapped him like a little mummy it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. And in that moment, it came to me, and I said to him, I said, I'm so sorry we had to hold you down, Paolo. I'm so sorry. And he looked at me, and he just like was fighting even harder. And I gave him myself, because I was in a good spot. I could handle this. I was like, give it to me, little boy. I didn't say it, but in my body, I was like, you give it to me. You let it all out. And he was kicking, and he was screaming, and I was letting him work and push against me, my arms and my legs and my knees, and I just let him work it all out. And it went on for like a good 20 minutes. And then he kind of got up and he grabbed his bread and butter and he started eating it. He was so hungry. But then he kept crying. He kept crying. It was such a deep, deep fear. It was such a deep release. And I don't always know. I don't know what he's releasing at the time. It's just, in that particular instance, that's what came to me. It felt really right on point. But again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what kind of fear was triggered and that they were releasing. But he just kept going. He went for another 15, 20 minutes again of just deep like sorrow now. We moved into like grief now and just crying. And when he was done, he wanted to go snuggle on the couch, and he just laid in my arms like a little baby. And I thought for sure he was going to fall asleep. He stayed in my arms for like 30 minutes. And then he popped up, and he was just like ready to go. And I don't know, it was just such a great feeling to be a part of something so huge for him. I really got it in that moment, like what this work is all about. It's about partnering with your child, connecting with them so that they can move through their fears and hurts. And in order to do this, though, I really need my support. I can't just be supporting, and giving without getting my cup filled up, and then go cry to my listening partner about how hard that was for me, and what it brought up for me, about what happened, all of it, right? So that's my story. And are there any questions about the limit setting? Yes, Jenna.
Like in your example, you were saying, and less is more. Like you shouldn't really say a lot. Just try. What sometimes happens with us is my son will ask me, well, why? Like, say it's a lollipop thing. Oh, you can't have a lollipop, you already had one. Why? Why? And I'll try to come back with, oh, you're wanting to know why you want. Why? And so that kind of becomes, instead of the tears, it's the questioning. Well, why? Just tell me why I can't have it. Like, but I know it's realistically, if I say, well, it's too much sugar, and you already had something earlier. Obviously, it's going to go over his head, but how can I kind of, or how would you kind of address that? And when it's funny because it just happened recently. So I was like, you're really wanting to know why. You're wanting to know my reasoning. He's all, stop repeating that over and over. So I was kind of, I was like, where do you go there when they're asking?
Yeah. So what I would say is, are you moving in and being close to Diego? Do you like move in and like offer eye contact with him and hold his body and get in close and just be with him? Do you do that while you explain, while he keeps saying why? Do you just move in and say?
Yeah, in this one particular, like I said, we just had this little thing recently. So yeah, in that one particular thing, I was, because we were talking about it in bed and I was sitting with him and we just saying, why? Just tell me why. I want to know. Just tell me why. So there wasn't,
There wasn't, no,
I couldn't tell him anything that would satisfy him.
No,
So I knew that wasn't the way.
Exactly. I would just really be really conscious of maybe next time this comes up to see that you're really close and able to help him feel safe and like connected, and just say it's just not going to work. And don't hook into him with the answering of the questions, right? Just try to be as quiet as you can on your end to see if that starts him going. If that starts to bring up some emotions for him because he can't get an answer. And not that you're going to ignore him, you're going to be present and be with him, but because it's not going to work. Susan, would you have anything else to add to that? I'm going to have you come up here and stay with me now. Yeah.
Sometimes what Siona will do when we're stay listening, and she's not so sure, she wants to go there, she's not so sure, she'll say, start crying, then she'll go step out and say, I need some water, I'm thirsty, And I could do that. I could go get her some water, but is she really thirsty? I don't know. I think she really just doesn't want to go there, And so what I'll do is I'll say, there'll be time for some water later. I need a snack right now, There'll be time to get a snack later. We're just going to stay here right now. So my feeling is that maybe Diego is not wanting to go there, and so he's using these questions to kind of pull himself, to keep him afloat in this kind of space about the feelings, So you can always say, we can talk about that later, we can talk about that
This just
later.
seems like then it becomes about the back and forth, why won't you tell me why? And, this sort of gets off.
Yeah, and maybe he'll just need to kind of keep saying that for a while. Well, your presence and your touch is assuring him, on that level that you're there. You're not ignoring him. But there'll be time to answer those questions later.
Yeah, experiment with that, Shauna. Experiment. See how quiet you can be. How uncomfortable can it be for you? Like how uncomfortable is it for you to just, be as quiet as you can be, just offer a little reassurance and see what comes up for Diego, right? It'd be interesting. Let me know. Yeah.
I have a question. So, stay listening. I've practiced stay listening with my daughter, and a lot of what you both have talked about. Do you have any tools for the fact that I have this being on my body pretty much 24/7, naps on my body a lot, because we're out and about with Nona or without her. So sometimes she'll go down for a certain period of time, and that would be great, special time with Nona. But really, I don't have the luxury of 20 minutes of stay listening or setting limits with, Fia on my body and holding that lollipop for that period of time without, something coming in between us. So So do you have any tools for this period that I'm in right now? You know, where I can support Nona the way she deserves to be supported, but still not abandon this little one who just, you know, is a baby, has needs. Do you have any ideas?
Well, I would say, well, for the special time, you know, I would definitely just, whenever the baby is,
Snag it.
when the baby's asleep, and when you want to get, I know you want to get that thing done. You want to get those dishes done in the sink.
Oh
or
no,
you
I
want
can
to
care less
do.
about the dishes.
Oh, okay.
All fine.
But there's maybe something that pulls you away. I would definitely try to take that time and take advantage of that time to do special time with Nona then. You know, and maybe there is a neighbor kid a little bit older that you feel comfortable with, or you can get to feel comfortable with by inviting her or him over to just, you know, be with Nona, and then maybe you can, or I mean to be with your baby. Not that you would leave the house, you would be there, but maybe they could help assist you so that you can do like a quick 10-minute with Nona. You know what I mean? Or even a neighbor mom, right? Or when your partner is with you. You know, it doesn't have to be every day, the special time. And then as far as like the stay listening and the setting limits, you know, I don't have experience with having a being and then doing that, but you know, you can only do the best you can do. You know, you can only, if she is on you, get down and try to do the best you can do. And then obviously if it's not working, then you say in the moment, no, I'm sorry, I can't listen to you right now. I'd really like to listen to you right now, but Thea
Thea with an F.
Thea, oh, it's so beautiful. Thea needs me right now, and I'm not able to listen and be fully present with you. I really want to. I'm sorry. And just let her know, be truthful with her, you know?